So again, with this, I want to invite our MDG to deliver the closing remarks. MDG Wong is responsible for ensuring the bank-wide coherence on the key initiatives and the issues. He also provides the oversight to the Transformation Office, Office of the Safeguards, and the Department of Communication, knowledge of the knowledge management, and so on and so forth. He particularly oversees various special initiatives which cut across IDB. One thing I want to quickly to highlight is MDG is very instrumental for this $100 billion US climate ambition, and he also very instrumental for the $14 billion US food security program. Today we make some progress. He gives us a lot of guidance. Again, let's welcome MDG deliver the closing remarks.
Good morning. Hello. Does this sound okay, or this is better? Same? Okay. Okay, actually, it's good afternoon. Thank you, Ching Feng, for putting me just before this and lunch for everybody. And it's quite appropriate for everyone to think about food, right? Since this is a food forum. And just coming here, I was walking in and I was reflecting on the last few years and looking at all those people who are convened here in ADB. I was just so happy because ADB is known for money. We're a bank. We're also known for knowledge, what the money is based on. But we also have a very, very strong convening power, which is something that we should be using more. So I'm so happy that everyone's back. And also this signals the end of the pandemic, as I see everybody together. So very, very happy to see here. So again, I maybe reflect a little bit about where we came from in the last several years. And as many of you know, ADB, when we were set up in the 60s, one of the problems that we had to try to solve is the food, the hunger all across Asia. But then things moved on and lots of infrastructure activities happened, and we decided to kind of veer towards that way. And in fact, just about 15, 16 years ago, when we set up the Strategy 2020, we decided to be selective and deprioritize agriculture and health. Can you believe it? We did that like 2008. But we quickly changed our mind when the food crisis hit. But that's one of the great things about ADB. We learn from our mistakes and we do much better. And the food security is in the center of everything. And this climate change actions really helping that effort as well. So, I'll talk about some of the climate work that we've been doing related to agriculture. But I just wanted to convey to everyone, thank you for coming and sharing your knowledge and insights on this food security issue. So I think we're about halfway through, right? To 2 days and then 2 days of deep dive coming up, and we're at the right juncture. And as you know, just an update, this year's forum, we had over 100 organizations represented across the globe, with about 1,500 people, of which about 1,000 virtual. And as I mentioned, after a couple of days of plenary sessions, the next 2 days will be on 40 deep dive sessions. And at this forum, we aim to achieve a common understanding of why food security remains under threat and what needs to be done to overcome this threat. We also connected key stakeholders, governments, private sector, institutions, corporates, philanthropies, academia, to enable coordinated action. And the forum discussions also emphasized how precarious the food security of the region is and how progress can be made easily, so far can easily be undone by systemic shocks. As IFPRI pointed out, in the business as usual scenario, climate change would strain food production systems, leading to higher prices and increased food insecurity, particularly for the vulnerable population across the region. So our conversations have underscored the urgent need for innovative solutions and collective efforts to address food insecurity in the face of a challenging climate. We have explored how climate change impacts agriculture, disrupts ecosystems and threatens livelihoods, highlighting the imperative of resilience and adaptation strategies. Agriculture uses 70% of the world's water resources, 50% of habitable land, and causes up to 80% of biodiversity loss. Emissions from methane and nitrous oxide from agriculture contributes significantly to the global warming as well. Recognizing the triple threat posed by the climate change, biodiversity loss, and food insecurity is the first step towards finding solutions. During the COP28, there was an acknowledgement that this climate, food, and nature nexus, and noted that the key role of the international finance institutions like the ADB and other financial and funding institutions, trade, and private players can play a helping role in developing countries in responding to the climate change. Despite these challenges, we have also saw rays of hope and potential pathways forward. The IFI Global Forum on Food Systems Transformation, held in February this year, discussed the need for having a coordinated approach across MDBs, governments, private sector, philanthropies, and academia. It also highlighted the importance of sustainable agricultural practices and science and technology-based approaches. In September 2022, the ADB announced its ambition to invest $14 billion towards enhancing food security between 2022 and 2025. And this ambition is a comprehensive program of support to ease food crisis in Asia and the Pacific and improve long-term food security by strengthening food systems against the impacts of climate change, biodiversity loss, and any other related matters. And we have made steady progress towards achieving this ambition. Our investment strategy is based on 6 areas: agriculture value chains and rural development, infrastructure for agri-food systems, natural capital and climate change, social protection, nutrition and health, and budgetary support. We are implementing the strategy through a multi-sector approach with greater focus on nature-based solutions to regenerate ecosystems and wide use of digital technology. In 2023, last year, ADB decided to reinvent ourselves and do a major restructuring, both physical structure as well as our culture restructuring as well. So we put all the technical experts in one group so that they can become much more agile and also cross-fertilize, and also break the sector silos while maintaining our regional focus in providing solutions. And one of the key things that we decided to do was to go closer to the clients through decentralization, make more concrete shift to the private sector with an overall shift in climate. So I'm very pleased to note that last year we set a record of $9.8 billion worth of climate finance. But what's more amazing is that 45% of the climate finance came from adaptation. In 2021, when we set up the new ambition of $100 billion, as Jingfeng mentioned, this was in the middle of the pandemic. Our climate finance was going down from 6 billion to 4 billion to 3 point something billion as the pandemic was causing lots of problems. But in the midst, in the thick of the pandemic, we decided to up the ante. How did we do that? Maybe we're crazy, but we did something we haven't done before too much, which was we imagined what the world would be like in the future beyond pandemic. And we thought that we need to use more technology-based solutions, which will cost more money. But also, we decided that we need to do more transformation in certain sectors, that's agriculture, natural resource, and urban, where we can scale up our adaptation work. So that really helped, that vision and that imagination really helped to achieve what we achieved today, this last year. And we hope that we can continue this trajectory in the future. So the forum also underlined the importance of partnership to scale up our development work and collectively achieve more than what we alone could. Aligned with this philosophy, we dedicate considerable resources towards collaborating with strategic partners, and our cooperation arrangement with one CGIAR and NABARD bear testimony to this approach. So as we conclude this first part of the forum, let us carry forward the insights, ideas, commitments shared here today and yesterday and the future to forge a more sustainable, equitable, and resilient food systems for all. By harnessing the power of collaboration, innovation, and collective action, we can build a brighter future for generations to come. Thank you very much, and please do enjoy the food after this, and hope to see you around in the next couple more days. So let's all imagine the brighter future. Thank you.